Have you ever watched someone do a bouldering problem and thought to yourself,
It's just because of your height.
or tried someone's beta only to find it didn't work for you? Today, I'm going to talk about height and making the beta work for you.
Don't let height be your excuse. Now, I know I've been there, done that. I'm guilty of that all the time. I actually met my boyfriend climbing, and he's like a head and a half taller than me. And every time I see him climb something and I can't do it, I'm like, it's just because of your height. And I moan about it all the time. And while it's true that being taller does give you an advantage most of the time, being short also comes with some superpowers. For example, it's easier for us to do movements that require our bodies to be in a very small, constrained space. When you watch climbing commentary, you'll hear people say things like, wow, it's really hard for her to fit into that box. And when they're talking about that, they're saying the movement in the beta requires the climber to really navigate in this really small space. And because we're smaller and tinier, it's easier for us. So yes, I will admit it is easier to climb most things when you're taller, but don't let your height be an excuse. In climbing, there are truly so many incredible, amazing climbers who are quite small and quite short. I was very surprised when I met my climbing idols for the first time, and I saw that actually they're shorter, they're smaller than me. I will never again be able to complain about my build because these other girls are crushing it on the international stage and doing like V14s and V15s, and so it's definitely doable. And honestly, that's one of the things I love the most about this sport. It's not like basketball where you feel like as someone small and short you'll never make it, like let alone in pickup, and let's not even talk about the international stage. It's very inspiring to see that there are other people out there like you who are climbing at the highest levels of the sport possible. So this is an encouragement that if you're short, don't let that hold you back because you can be a good climber. A tall person is going to climb a problem differently from a short person. This is one example of me and my boyfriend climbing, and you can see that we both climb the same problem but in different ways. When I first started out, I followed a ton of people on Instagram. I would go to my local gym, look at their tagged photos to see other girls who were climbing, and then I'd follow them. And I also made my own climbing account so that I could share it with people and we could talk about climbs and exchange beta, or basically exchange ideas on how to climb a problem. It's so much fun to crowdsource ideas of how to solve this one move that you can't do. A lot of local gyms also have social nights where it'll be a women or even like an Asian climbing session. So find the community that you vibe with, well, grab a bunch of people and go climbing together, either at your local gym or maybe just follow them on Instagram and see how people are climbing and what are some techniques that you can pick up in your own climbs. Don't overlook how valuable it can be to climb with people who aren't like you. I've learned so much from climbing with my super jacked friends. It's so much more fun when you get to climb with a community, you get to share beta, you get to just spend time together. So much of climbing is waiting, and so much of it is sitting down waiting for your arms to stop shaking, your fingers to stop hurting. And it's just so much fun to be able to chat with someone and catch up on the side, but also it's great for the actual climb because so much of climbing is problem solving. It's using your creative juices and trying to figure out what the beta is for this problem. Even if you don't know anyone, just going to your local gym and chatting with people who are climbing similar problems with you can be a really good way to start building friends. And as you start going more consistently, you'll find and you'll recognize faces of people who are showing up every Wednesday night or Friday night to climb, and you can start there. Don't be discouraged. I know it can be very intimidating to go into a climbing gym that's full of people who seem to know each other or seem to know what they're doing and feel like an outsider. I've been there. We've all been there at some point in time. But you can do this. If climbing is something that you really enjoy doing, just go out and do it. You will find people who are interested in climbing as well. Another thing I love about climbing is the community is so great. Most people, of course you've got your like random egocentric climbers here and there, but most people are very, very friendly and will be more than happy to show you the ropes or like work with you on a problem. I was in your shoes at one point in time. Don't be afraid, don't let that hold you back from what you really want to do. I hope that was helpful. Please do support me and give me a like or a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if there's something you're interested in or confused about, and hit the subscribe button.